time, about 45 minutes.
In fishing, where you can actually, you guys with binoculars probably read the rego numbers on the side of their boat. They can be that close at times. That's unfortunately at the moment. Yeah, you can't get amongst it. But how's the seaway conditions looking? Obviously, a few people will be staying inshore. We've got that morning tide change coming through. What's it? How are bar conditions? Are it quite calm at the moment?
Bar conditions are good, Paul. We've just got a slight sea and slight swell, so sort of around the metre mark. And looking at the Gold Coast Wave Rider buoy, wave monitoring buoy, on an average it's showing now 1 metre, on a maximum 1.7 metres, and our sea surface temperature at the moment 20.4 degrees Celsius.
The water in the estuaries there, Tony, has been so cold over the past month and a bit. I can't believe it. It's actually it's been down to about 15 degrees in the Broadwater, and I know whenever we'd be out at sea at night time, we'd come in, it'd be sort of warmish out there, you know, but as soon as you get into the seaway, and as soon as we pretty much pass the seaway tower, you feel the temperature plummet. The air temperature just drops so quickly.
Absolutely. Well, I think with the rain we've had, we're getting sort of storm water coming down from the rivers, so that's probably a little bit chilly.
Yeah, definitely quite cool out there. Obviously, people want to log on and log off when they come on down. Anyone just going out to the out through the Broadwater now? There's a lot of new boaties, as you and I both know, and I'm sure we've both seen a lot of different antics where you just sort of scratch your head and think, I don't understand this, but people are out there driving their boats. Should they log on with you guys if they're going up to, say, the Tipless or the Jumper Pin, or is that something they should just log on to the VMR base?
No point.
It's probably better if they either log on with a Coast Guard base or VMR base if they're staying within the Broadwater. We're happy to log people on if they're heading offshore. So the Seaway Tower's main function is to look after people that are heading offshore.
Okay, well that's
sorry, I was about to say, with us, you can log on either by VHF radio or by phone. You can phone in and we'll certainly take your log details.
Beautiful. All right, Tony, thank you very much for your time, everybody. Enjoy yourself up there at the tower and that glorious
6:24 a.m.
Thank you.
Queensland down under, Australia.
Cheers, everybody. All the best to you. It's Tony from the Seaway Tower on Gold Coast, painting the picture exactly what it's like out there at this minute. A bit of an update there on last night. I just want to talk to you about obviously the Lions and the Wallabies in Brisbane. It was a crazy game. Now, a little bit of stats here for you. The British and Irish Lions were in town last night. Of course, they've dubbed it State of Origin on steroids. Now, if you beat a State of Origin game, of course, up there in Brisbane, you would find that it is absolutely manic. So imagine it on steroids. Now, the team comprising the best of England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland and Northern Ireland, they beat the Wallabies last night in Australia, of course, 1927. Now, devoted fans are set to bring $50 million into the Queensland economy. Now, according to data from Brisbane Economic Development Agency, 93% of the city's hotel rooms were booked for the weekend. So if you were thinking,
my hands are cold,
just head out and just, not worry about the dishes in the morning, or I'm going to sleep in a really, really, really nice comfy bed and I'm going to stay in a hotel last night, you might find the prices went up a fair bit. And
car's probably cold too.
According to the data, they were saying 93%, but also they were saying that it's a massive few days ahead for obviously Caxton Street, even though it was last night. Today is set to be just as big. I expect it to go through 400 kegs 1,000
They've got
pints
rugby league
just
on.
for the weekend, and other
Rugby
Brisbane
union.
pubs are also prepared. So yeah, it's been a massive couple of days already, and they're hanging around. Like, you know, last night they were celebrating till the early hours of the morning, and today they're going to be doing it again before
That's
the
just down here,
MCG kicks on later in the month. That's right, big game down in Melbourne. 120 kegs of Guinness was on standby, which we know fans will probably
Standby.
top that off today. So I wonder how all the pubs went last night. Would have been a very good big night, money earner for the pub owners and of course for the patrons, and probably a lot of food being sold out there as well. We'll be back after the break, everybody, with more Brisbane's 882-4BC standing outside with Paul Burt. Good morning.
Mornings with Bill McDonald.
This 100-day Queensland Police Service review has been released and recommends that the service should basically return to its core role of protecting the community, frontline policing. Shane Pryor, the General President of the Queensland Police Union.
We haven't got a choice in the matter. We've got really disturbing trends where 12 officers a week are being assaulted or seriously assaulted at the hands of perpetrators in the community who are very willing to engage in violence with police.
Mornings with Bill McDonald on Brisbane's 4BC.
Keep it clean and running like a dream with F10 fuel treatment. Whether it's cars, trucks or earth-moving machinery, boats or bikes, petrol or diesel, no matter what you drive, F10 makes engines run smoother and more efficiently, cleans and protects injectors and pumps and extends the life of your engine. F10 removes water, wax, varnishes and diesel bug contamination. F10 fuel treatment. Available at Autobarn, Auto Pro, Napa Parts, Truckline and Fields.
Tired of laundry? Let Bosch lend a hand. Enjoy the speed of 15 and 30-minute wash cycles, the convenience of up to 10 kilo load capacity, and energy-efficient heat pump dryers. For laundry appliances that deliver quality results, choose Bosch.
2025 Toyota AFL Grand Final packages are on sale now. Experience the thrill, passion and unforgettable moments at the MCG this September while you watch the 2025 Premiers crowned from the best seats in the house. Limited packages available. Secure this once-in-a-lifetime experience
Hi,
at
Trisha.
afl.com.au/event offers. AFL authorised on seller OSAFL 25/20.
Feeling overwhelmed and stressed? Struggling to focus? Caruso's new L-theanine 400 provides fast relief in just 3 hours. Caruso's new L-theanine 400 helps relieve symptoms of stress, supports mental clarity, and calms the mind without the drowsiness. So if you're feeling overwhelmed and stress is clouding your mind, it's time to take back control with Caruso's new L-theanine 400. Caruso's new L-theanine 400 is available now at leading pharmacies and health
Could you
stores.
take that first line out of the description? The Restream one?
Funding retirement and your money could go further. Visit
For me?
compareyourretirement.com today. Past performance is not
When you
reliable
can.
indicator of future performance. Consider the funds being used and whether the product is right for you.
Obviously, you know, water levels rise. Warmer temperatures are definitely moving down the coast. I know that for an absolute fact. Now, Brisbane is known for being a river city, but unfortunately, the river that ours is plagued with bull sharks, and we know that there's a lot of bull sharks in all of our systems along the east coast, particularly the tropical, subtropical coastlines. And apparently, in winter time, the bull shark population grows, but as many of the sharks migrate from the south to reach the warmer waters, but also what we're seeing is that the population of bull sharks is being prolonged in Sydney, and they're staying in there for an extra half a month, 15 days, a couple of days in the harbour. Okay, so that's great news for Brisbane, but not so much for New South Wales. According to the Australian Shark Incident Database, nearly all shark encounters in Sydney Harbour with humans involve bull sharks. They are a nasty creature. Let me assure you, there is nothing good a bull shark does. They are also regarded as one of the world's most dangerous and aggressive shark species. Yes, they are. Now, if the sharks begin to find comfort in the waters down south, it could be after their breeding patterns to adapt in the south. It's a real tough one with bull sharks, because you just don't see them. It's a trend that persists, and there's a fair chance that a lot more tropical species are going to be pretty much year-round in the Sydney area, which changes that whole dynamic. We do get a lot of snapper and all that stuff moving to the south, okay? But when you start getting snapper moving down into Tasmania, start seeing kingfish moving down that far south, we're seeing that fish that needs that beautiful, you know, sort of 15, 16, 18 degree water temperature moving further down to where the water temperatures are normally 12, 13, 14 degrees. So things are moving away as that warmer water moves further south, right? So the bull sharks have a real poor eyesight. A bit of a fact check here for you is that they have poor eyesight, but they have a thing on the front of their head called receptors, and the receptor is these little pin dots on the front of their nose. Now, if you're unlucky enough to be up close and personal and see face to face to a bull shark, that's not the prime position to be in, let me assure you. But if you catch one and you notice these little pinpoints on the front of their head, that is their receptors. Now, think about it, because they've got poor eyesight, they heavily rely on these receptors to bring back that sonar to their brain of any action that's in front of them, because they can't see. They've got to remember, the water's filthy. Okay, water can be dirty. They can live in clear water or dirty water, it doesn't matter. But generally in creeks and rivers, the water is filthy, particularly after a flood. You can't even see 2 inches in front of your face. But these guys use that bodily function called the receptor. So what they do is they go left and right, and generally they're in creeks and rivers, small tributaries, okay? So as they go to the left, then they swim back to the right, and back to the left, is they're sending out this sonar, and anything that is moving bounces back to them, and they pick it up. So if there's a fish swimming away really fast, the vibrations in the water go back to his head, and he goes, I need to turn left, and then he does again left, right, until he hones in so perfectly that he knows exactly where that fish is in front of him, and then bang, he hits it. Now this is where we go wrong.
First
is that when we're swimming, particularly at dusk, dawn, or at night time, the water is dark, you can't see, so they rely heavily again on these receptors. So if you're swimming away, you're kicking your feet, he's honing in, he's thinking it's a fish. This is why they call it a bump and bite, not an attack, as in like they're coming just to bite you like a great white or a tiger shark would. It's a bump and bite. So they hit you, generally on the leg or maybe the arm or whatever, but they release, and then they back off because they realise that you're not the mullet or that fish
the Model T
that they're
towing the
used
other
to
car.
eating. You're a much bigger creature, and of course that generally results in
Model T, it looked like old mechanic's car.
Drown, and of course death. But that's how the bull shark feeds and works. Okay, so that's why we're saying dusk and dawn. Don't go out at that time. Night time, forget about it, because our canals and waterways are littered with these things, the bull shark, and now they're obviously staying a lot longer down south. So anyway, a little bit of help there for you. We're going to be back after the break. Going to talk to Darren Dew shortly as well, all about the crab pot cleanup, because this is something that's really interesting, and I've got some good information on that for you, just from personal history being out there and doing this stuff and understanding what it does and how it affects the marine life out there. Crab pots, yeah, they're great to catch crabs, but when you lose the float or a boat runs over the top of the float unexpectedly, an accident, of course, these things happen, but the rope will get caught around the propeller, but it's being ripped off the pot sitting down the bottom of the water, and that pot becomes a ghost pot. So it just attracts food. Fish go into it, they die because they can't get out, and then as that fish rots away, the crabs go in and more fish go in, and they die, and it just endless effort. Unfortunately, it's really bad. So we're going to be talking to Darren Dew on that as well. So that'll be a pretty cool chat. Humpback whales, they're also moving up in the coast at the moment. More than 45,000 are forecast to move through. We're in the thick of it right now. If you don't want to go into whale watching boats, there's a ton of those things around. Have a look off the bank. Some of the best vantage spots for you to take a look for whales at the moment. Any bulbous headland that gives you a bit of elevation along the coastline. The Gold Coast, Burleigh Headland would be one ideal spot. There's end of the Seaway Tower. If you're out on Moreton Island, of course, North Australia, just head over to the points and you'll see them. In fact, you might even be lucky enough to see them off the beach just by standing on top of the sand dune as they do come in close. But one of the best spots is down at Point Danger on the Queensland-New South Wales border. You're up high, and because you're sitting a fair way out in the ocean there, it comes right in close. The deeper waters is these whales generally just track just beyond the headland, and it's a very good spot for you to get out there and take a look at these beautiful creatures as they swim past. We'll be back after the break with Darren G from BEPA, Bribie Island Environmental Protection Agency, talking about these ghost spots on Brisbane's 802 4BC 6:35. Good morning.
At George Hartnett Metropolitan Funerals, our difference is our people. With over 145 years of combined experience, our team is dedicated to helping you honour the memories that truly matter. Visit ghmfunerals.com.au.
You think you're in on it, but here's the story. The AFL, 160 years of the good stuff. Once you know a little, you want to know it all. 1,000 kicks, pie politics. If you were in on it, you'd cheer a specky with your normal mates, and then be new mates with old mates. With in-jokes and sick clothes, divine oaths and heaps more. It's the AFL, Aussie Rules Footy. The national game with a national backstory. And it's time to get in on it. Visit getinonit.afl.
Solar shower, tandem axle, caravans.
Wake up! Brisbane Caravan Warehouse mega sale! Save on Aussie-made and owned Franklin caravans. Save on the tandem axle Franklin limited edition with solar shower, toilet, washing machine and front toolbox. Was $81,990, now $73,500. 3 days only, July 24 to 26. Be quick before they're gone. Brisbane Caravan Warehouse mega sale! Opposite Bunnings, Brendale.
Getting sick doesn't just slow you down. It means missing out on the things that matter. Key Immune Defense and Energy Formula is traditionally used in Chinese herbal medicine to enhance immunity, specially formulated with high-potency ingredients to support immune health and general well-being year-round, no matter the season. Key Immune Defense and Energy Formula, available now at Chemist Warehouse and leading pharmacies. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
At Coles, save on chocky treats, like half-price Cadbury Dairy Milk Block Chocolate, 150 to 190 grams, now just $4. Shop in store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
Keep it clean and running like a dream with F10 fuel treatment. Whether it's cars, trucks, earth-moving machinery, boats or bikes, petrol or diesel, no matter what you drive, F10 makes engines run smoother and more efficiently, cleans and protects injectors and pumps, and extends the life of your engine. F10 removes water, wax, varnishes, and diesel bug contamination. F10 fuel treatment. Available at Atom, Bailey's Marine Fuels, Blackwoods, Burson's and Repco stores.
Sunshine Coast extending about 9 degrees as well, so we're going to see that southerly breeze pushing through as the morning progresses, turning more south-west and south as the day gets on, and obviously a couple of showers possibly hitting the coastline later tonight into tomorrow morning. We'll keep a close eye on that as well. Darren Jew joins us now from BEPA, Bribie Island Environmental Protection Agency. Good morning to you. How are you, Darren?
Good morning, Paul. I'm really good, thank you.
Yeah, mate, awesome, thank you. Just gearing up. I went to a 50th birthday party last night, dressed as the mast. Had to be the letter M, and that was very interesting.
Good fun.
It was, mate. It was sensational.
Like,
Anyway, I also never go through. Oh, really? Yeah, okay, well, mate, you don't go to McDonald's drive-through dressed as a mask. It's the first thing I want to hear notice at school. So we'll leave that alone. Hopefully that doesn't come through. Mate, we're talking ghost crab pots today because that's something that unfortunately happens by mistake. but it does have a lot of repercussions on the future, I guess, fish and crabs in that area.
XEVA.
Decimate a certain population quite quickly. Tell me about those pots.
Keep right to stay on
Yeah, well, for whatever reason, whether they're neglected or they come loose, ropes get worn through, whatever, there's a bunch of crab pots end up in the waterways around Moreton Bay. It's usually about, I think I've done the numbers, about five per month, which doesn't sound like much, but when it adds up, over the last couple of years, fisheries and national parks have cleared around, since 2021, they've cleared about 500 pots out of the bay.
That's a lot.
And that's leading to, kind of on average, 40 to 50 turtle entanglements a year, and 30 to 40 deaths of endangered greens and loghead turtles every year in crab pots. So around the bay. So it's pretty tough. And there's some things that can be done, to kind of make crabbing wildlife friendly as well. So still get the big crabs. But mainly it's around checking pots regularly and making sure there's nothing entangled in them. Not just leave them out to become a problem.
Could be a radar around too.
The ropes are really important. Floating ropes are really bad. If you have neutral or weighted
around
ropes,
this corner, around the other next corner after
entanglement, because
another Mustang.
When the rope floats, it can loop up, and anybody's worried about loops and things on the surface. That's what's going to start wrapping around the flippers and stuff of turtles and the flukes of dugongs and dolphins. And then there's some things called like bycatch reduction devices, which are pretty much just a vent in the crab pot, which lets things get out. That's been shown to not, in fisheries department research into pots, just in the last few years, they've shown that reduces bycatch by like 75%. It doesn't have any effect on the catch on the crab. So
I think more education needs to go into that though, because a lot of fishermen wouldn't know about that. Maybe that's something that the government needs to put in, like for the bycatch funnels. Maybe that should be do you think that should be a free thing from the government?
Another one.
Well, I reckon that it should be a design mandate, so that the shops can't sell them unless they've got them in there. Some people have said, well, if that happens, the price of the pot's going to go up.
Right.
But it's all a matter of scale, and if I think the companies are still going to want to sell their pots. They're designed a certain way now, and they're a certain price. Simple design changes. It's not like adding anything that's really going to cost money. It's just the design change. I think in the long run it wouldn't add a burden to the cost, but that seems to be, there's a lot of imported pots that are really cheap, and so they're the ones that get purchased. You can buy a pot for like $20, and they're the death traps, I guess. Getting a good locally made one is more expensive than that, and there are some around that have the bycatch vents in them.
So they're probably going to be a big lineup too.
I think you're right with the education. Some videos on how to turn your cheap pot into something with an exclusion vent in it. That would probably be a pretty helpful thing. The authorities know that this can happen, but they just don't really have the will to make it happen. I don't think, and cleaning up afterwards just seems to be a bit of a backwards step.
It kind of is, and I totally agree with you on that, because the government did make great changes there, had like a 6-ply or a 12-ply on the nylon meshing. So they're gone. Okay, so they've done that. But the thing is, I also, and I got pulled up for this by a few people on my TV show Step Outside the Set. I found a ghost light. I was walking in the Broadmoor for flat, and there was a pod. It had no rope on it, it had no float on it, but it was covered. It was littered with seaweed and moss. Like there was a nothing pot, you could tell, and it was half in the sand. And I went up, so I picked it up and I moved away. I instantly got hit up by people saying you can't touch another person's scrap pot. Now that is the right thing. You cannot touch another person's scrap pot. That's why you've got to have your names in front of them. So this is something it's by law. But I picked this pot up. It had so many fish in it. It had so many crabs in it that they were going in at the high tide to eat the fish, the crabs that had died in there. And it was just an ongoing death circle. But still, by law, you're not allowed to pick it up. So, to me, this is something that it comes down to common sense, for heaven's sakes. You know, if you see a pot that's on the ground that has no rope or float attached to it, to me, you should be able to pick that thing up, you know, and discard it, whether it's brand new or old. If it hasn't got the apparatus on it that is by law, you should be able to take that pot away. But then you're going to get the people out there who will cut a rope off and say, I found this pot. You know, so it's always the bad ones that make it worse for everyone. You know what I mean? It is, for sure. A shame. Which is a shame. So you try to do the right thing, but you get pulled up and you can get fined for it. What do you think of that?
Well, you know, that's why these cleanups that fisheries and national parks and fisheries and the cubby people do, they have to be done with fisheries people on board, so they can actually pull the pods up and not get, you know, not be like you can't have community groups out cleaning up pods because, you know, they're somebody's pot legally, like you say, but that idea that they are still legal when they don't have the legal requirements on them, that's ridiculous. If they're not secured, if they don't have a phone number and a name on them, they need to be gone. And you can never manage for the lowest common denominator. That's a community-led thing. You know, people just have to call it out when people are pinching pots, and it has to become a really antisocial thing. And but you know, you can't do the whole management based on the fact that somebody might cut off a phone number off a crab pot.
And there's a lot of people out there, unfortunately, you've got to say, there's a lot of people out there who, unfortunately, again, take your crab pots. I mean, it's called, you know, share farming. You always say, oh, that's my uncle's pots, you know, as a joke you would say that. Right. But, you know, we'd never pick it up, but that's as an angler, people would say, oh, they're Uncle Frankie's pots or whatever, but, you know, it never was. But, pardon me, but that's how, you know, the mindset is, but then you always get people who just go, no, I'm just going to check on it, go out and catch some crabs, and I'm not going to put a pot in the water because I'll check everyone else's. And that is 1,000% wrong. Why? We probably need the authorities on boats to when you do a clean-up day. Hey, Darren, thank you very much for your time, mate. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And next week we're going to talk a little bit more about those fire ants again. They're just popping up everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, for sure. They're becoming a real problem, and we've really got to do something about them. So, let's chat about that next week, eh? Yeah.
Good on you, mate. All right, have a great Sunday there, Darren. Appreciate your time.
Good on you, mate. See ya.
Thanks, pal. Have a good one. That's Darren Jew from
Bunch of Fords. What do you expect?
Protection Agency. Had a text come in there as well. What is bycatch? Thank you for that. Bycatch is catch that you're not wanting. Basically, if you're putting a crab pot in and you want to catch mud crabs, and say you caught some brim in there and maybe a flathead, that's bycatch. Okay. If you're going to catch some prawns in a cast net and you catch a flathead in your net, then that's the bycatch. So it's something that you're not specifically targeting, and it ends up in your possession through crab pot or through fishing line. And generally it's released, unless it's a legal size, then there's no reason why you can't keep it. So that's your bycatch. We'll be back after the break, everybody, more Step Outside with myself, Paul Bennett, on Brisbane's 882 4BC at 6:49.
At Equip Super, we equip you to take control of your Super 60s so you can spend them exactly the way you choose to.
In the summer. That's the dream.
Equip Super retirement specialists have been providing personal support to Australian retirees for over 90 years. Contact us now. Go to equipsuper.com.au to take control of your Super 60s. PDS and TMD available on our website. Consider if products are right for you. Together Trustees Proprietary Limited, AFSL 246383.
Blockbuster Sunday footy's on 9. It's the hottest thing in town. The Knights take on the Warriors. Today 3:30 on your home of free footy. 9 and 9 now. Sunday footy on 9. It's so exciting.
Broncos fans, get ready. The Kia Bronco Splits is coming to Brisbane this Saturday, the 25th of July. Join us at your local Brisbane Metro Kia dealership to meet and greet your favourite Broncos players like Adam Reynolds, Pat Carrigan, and take the new Kia Tasman for a test drive. There'll be games, giveaways, and plenty of photo ops, all kicking off from 10 a.m. For full event details and a list of locations, just search Kia Bronco Splits. See you there. Kia, major partners of the Brisbane Broncos.
Why are we here? What is the nature of reality? Do I really need all that data to listen to history podcasts?
And it's a lot of things happening. There's your day trip if you want to get out there and have a bit of fun. And of course, just looking outside, it is stunning. Blue skies, light winds, but those southwesterlies are going to kick around and turn more southerly as the day progresses. So there you have it, everyone. We'll be back after the break. We want to wrap this hour up. We've got a big hour coming up later on as we head overseas. So stick around as this beautiful golden sun passes over the horizon on Brisbane's 882 4BC. Good morning.
It's Tyre Power's Winter Safety Sale. So you get the power to buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Falcon tyres. For a safer drive this winter, visit tyrepower.com.au.
This winter, get ready to survive the chill and face the monster power bill. Or you can beat the chill with Bonaire. After heating Australian homes for 70 years, Bonaire's Series 3 split system aircon is perfected for chilly winters and sweltering summers with up to 9.5-star energy rating and a 7-year warranty. You'll sleep like a baby. Visit bonaire.com.au to learn more.
You think you're in on it? Well, here's the story. 160 years of the good stuff. Once you know a little, you want to know it all. 1,000 kicks, high politics. If you were in on it, you'd cheers spec you with the normal rates. And this is Willowbank, with in-jokes, 7 kilometres of defined oaks and heaps more. It's the AFL, Aussie Rules Footy, the national game with a national backstory. And it's time to get in on it. Visit getinonit.afl.
Semi-level liniment 100 ml spray contains herbs traditionally used in Chinese medicine to act as an anti-inflammatory and is suitable for ongoing use for joint and muscle ailments. Available at pharmacies, health food stores and Walmarts. Always follow directions.
Watch here too. About 20 cars there. Bunch of Cortinas. Might turn into a car park soon. have been there already.
In 600 metres, turn right onto Champions Way.
They told me they're lined up on the other side of the road. Go forwards. I'm no one by out. I haven't got a V8. Alright, I don't need a Mustang. I've got a Falcon. Not here today. Maybe in 2 years' time.
Turn right onto Champions
I'm lucky
Way, then
next
turn
year.
left.
Oh, it is in there. Good. Orange Mustang. 2 hands, phone. I didn't buy a Mustang either, because I already got a V8. That's enough for me. Yeah, she was telling us one lane.
No, well, why?
I don't know. They all were. It's everybody.
Maybe you'll creep it over into the other lane.
Stay in their club, I think they asked.
Okay,
That's
thank you.
all good. Yeah, no worries.
No worries. No course though. Parked here last time, it was easy to get out. I can probably be here to the end anyway, so. Watch the potholes. I don't want to go to the highway as much. There's a road there. About right. Second road. A little bit more. To there. Hear that music already? Let's go. It'll take me a minute to transfer yours over. Oh, I can hear it. Oh, the tiger music. Just 120. Hope that works. Let me take Ethernet off. It's not working anyway. And the power supply needs to be changed over from 240 to 45. I do that in here in the bag. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, that's that. We should zip her up and put her on the selfie stick, and that should be roughly it, I think. Other than get yourself a drink or something. Okay, phones. Get you on that stick now. Well, at least I know where the music is at this place. Motor sounds and things. I just got to talk a lot. I can hear it already. I'm going to have to hold the mic now until I figure this out. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Trisha, is that mic any good? Mic any good? I don't really want to drink. I didn't really bring anything. I got water and just sandwiches. So if I want a soft drink or something, I'm probably going to have to either buy it or come back in and get some water. Please like and subscribe. I thought maybe putting another jacket on. Yeah, I might do that actually. I could always bring it back. There's the other one with another hoodie on it. I've got a hoodie on it too. I think they have other than my hoodies on it. I did put a mini vest on. I'm gonna have to put this down again. Sec. Right, top of this one, 100. The car's rumbling out the highway. This is better. Definitely a line up to get in there. That's probably where I should walk down to actually. Sounds like a good idea. Quickly get down there. Vest is on. Let's go. like and subscribe. I'll get this backpack on.